contract under the blood rights has to be fulfilled. The contract was fulfilled July the 4th, 2019. So if they don't know that the contract has been fulfilled and the de facto corporation has been removed from the land and we in transitional government, they haven't been doing their research and their background work. And they're not as tied in or in tune as they claim to be. Right? Now they showed you, we didn't already show them where they gave us everything back in the Indigenous Rights Act, remember? Right? So all we have to do is return back to our original stuff and we get to take back what's rightfully ours. Okay, now, what's the next question? Who is responsible to inform the people in the de jure capacity of the death of the contract? So whose job is that? If the boards can't tell you whose job that is, then they're not on top of their job. Because it's any one of the chiefs on the land who discovers the anomaly is obligated to report it to his people. It's up to the people to determine the course of action to take as a collective at that point. So we bring all of the chiefs on the land together to try to resolve the matter. So now, while I'm doing the alerting of the grassroots of our people, the chiefs is in the background having discussions on restoring the land. Right? What's the next one?
Who is responsible to inform, or you already pretty much, who is responsible to inform the people in the de jure?
That's the one we get. 6. Number 6.
Okay, 6. 6 is once the contract expires, who knows the process of reclamation of jurisdiction? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So now, even if they know all the stuff we said before, do they know how to reclaim the superior jurisdiction of the de jure, which means how to restore the law of the land in place of the law of the high seas, which was the admiralty law? Right? So first we got to seize the flag of the de facto corporation, which was the admiralty flag, from their false crash or wreck, because they got us under salvage rights. The only way to be reclaimed from under the salvage right is to restore the jurisdiction of the land by staking the flag behind the flag of the admiralty, which overthrows and occupy that seat, which was the president of the House, which was Nancy Pelosi's seat. And you remember when we went over that, right? Right. So we already did that. Then the next thing we had to do was we had to stake a totem pole, because the feathers don't use flags. We use totem poles. So we showed them that, right? Remember when we showed them the totem pole being put up?
Yep, y'all. They are. That was in 2000 and it was 19, I think, 18. I mean, we showed it to them, but so they drove it all the way across the country.
We finna go back into it. Watch this. Go to the next question.
Okay. 7. It's were you aware that I seized the Federal Reserves on August the 19th, 2019? Right? They don't know nothing about that. Click that so they can see the post. Got it. Okay, there we go.
What that say? The key to America was in the contract of the dollar bill. The contract stemmed from treaties Moors made with nations of Europe. No one could buy or sell without going through central banks using the markers or the mark that represent an IOU, which is an acronym for IOU, established an automatic debt equals slavery, which is concealed in the 14th Amendment, right? Now this is, look at the date, August 19th, 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And this is how we put it in the public domain right here. Right? The 14th Amendment strips away the unalienable rights the God that is Queen of Heaven and Earth has given you as providence. When the banks, by way of Zionist Jews, or as we say, satanic Jews, are traced back, we get to the crown of England, first city-state. Then you discover she maintains her economic control by renting the land her company sits on through her royal court of barristers, bar members, judges, and lawyers who trade your soul in bonds we call certificate of live birth, as in birthing the canal, portal of life, harbor, etc. Right? We don't got to read it all, but this was claiming the key. Go down to the pictures.
Oh, shit, son.
When I seized that, I also seized the Catholic Church. You see it?
Yeah.
All right. You see where that number 3 at? Click that picture and you're going to see them praying to the Moor. They're going to actually be praying to the Black Madonna.
Right there.
Right? Now that's both popes. Francis and Benedict. You remember the movie Tale of Two Popes?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Scroll down some more. Look at a couple more of them. See, the pictures have to be present to prove the point. These are the receipts. Keep scrolling.
All right, that's the bottom one right there.
Okay, so now, those are the priestly ruler implements. So you had to seize that to seize the Vatican.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's all in the post. Now let's go back to the question. Let's go to the next question. They wasn't aware that we seized the Pope, the Vatican, Buckingham Palace, and DC on August the 19th, 2019. Right? Were you aware of the transfer of the Admiralty jurisdiction by law to flag occupation and reclamation by the shaman on January the 6th, 2020? Click the post. What Nancy Pelosi got over her finger?
You sank my effing battleship. Or you sank my effing battleship.
Right. You see my man sitting behind the desk?
Yeah.
He is a trained shaman by the original people of the earth. He was trained and he was recruited by QAnons to do this seizure of the post of Nancy Pelosi. Once he done that, he seized the Admiralty jurisdiction by occupying
that is heavy.
By occupying the seat of power, the seat of government. Remember, the president is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He's not the president of the political body. She was. So he had to seize her Admiralty flag jurisdiction by occupying her seat with the law, with the flag of the land, so we can re-implement the law from the land. And that's when we had to put the totem pole in the public domain right up in DC to reclaim that 10 square mile crash site as indigenous land. All right, what's the next question?
Oh yeah, this is, I'm gonna look up that Sherman shit, that's heavy. Okay, we on 9.
Were you aware the transfer of land from republic to tribal occurred with a totem pole ceremony, which we just got done talking of, to establish Washington, D.C. as tribal jurisdiction for purposes of the Indigenous Rights Act? Click the post.
Let's click the post.
Since they say I don't have no receipts, I don't know where did all this shit come from.
Let me, Native Americans bring totem pole across Capitol to raise awareness. Raise awareness. There you go.
When you do the research, you're gonna find that it came all the way across the country. You see him blessing it?
Tape.
You see him doing the smudge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see you see they in DC. You see the White House.
Yeah.
Right. So they showing you all of it right here. What'd he say? We trying to unite to protect sacred land, sacred sites, land, and places, and think this is a good way to do it, and bring in all the tribes kind of coalesce around this totem pole while we have many different cultures. You know, these like 565 tribes in the United States. Didn't I say all tribes united, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 565 of them. That's just in the United States. That's not counting what we call Mexico or Canada. Right? But we still got other tribes from as far away as the southernmost point of South America to the northernmost point of the Canadian boundaries. All right, let's go to the next question.
Okay, I got you. Next question is number 10. Were you aware I have a birthright and a duty to the collective of reclaiming and restoring the tribal rules on all tribal land? And it's all tribal lands.
And this would be the video. I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me talking, but you look at the date on it.
They can check that video. I'll try to put that link in the description.
Yeah, put the link in the description so they can check it out.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the link to all the questions in that description.
Yeah. So they can see them for themselves. But you seen the date on the video, right? Right, because I had to explain to them that I was exercising my blood rights to reclaim the land, because I'm bound to the land by blood, by birthright, and I'm also raised to the position through the priesthood. But we ain't talking about no Christian. We talking about the organic indigenous priesthood. Right? So my job was to find out what was going on the land. He just say that the contract expired, right? And when was this? July the 6th, 2019, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when they go back and listen to it, they'll know what they listening to. This is all of the tribes of the earth got together that came up with this. Go to your can you pull up the Bang Dong conference on your Google on your phone?
Yeah, let me do it. Hakeem, get down and leave it alone. Hey, what's it called? A bang?
Yep.
Bang.
D-O-N-G. Bang. No, bang. In another word, space.
Say that last word again.
D-O-N-G.
D-O-N-G. Okay.
There go the second one. Now, this is when we all got together all of the earth tribes got together in 1955. You see it right there?
Yeah.
In 1955, in West Java, in Indonesia, to come up with a plan to fight some shit called white supremacy. You see what it say? The first large-scale Asian, African, and Afro-Asian conference, also known as the Bang Dong Conference, was a meeting of Asian and African states, but we was there too, most of which were newly independent, which took place April the 18th to 24th, 1955. So that's when we decided to fight back in the smartest way possible. And everybody contributed to us being able to put the pieces together.
That's good shit. Hey, so cause we answered all the questions. Now
let me ask you this question about the Moors, because the people have been asking me. I hear people make a lot of comments on our tapes.
Okay, let's go back to regular face to face.
Okay. Oh, she hope it ain't delete that. All right, there you go. All right, there you go. Hey, so one of the questions they had was who, I think you already answered this on one of the tapes. I think I heard you answer it, but just for clarity, they want to know who is Rod Haynes talking about when he talk about the dirty Moors, you know?
Anybody that's trying to get you to recontract with the dead entity, knowing that this shit is over with, right? The ones who call themselves free white persons in law when they get done doing their paperwork.
Hey, what's the game on it? The free white person.
That's what your status is as a noble once you do the paperwork, and then you get your corporate status. And in order for you to be exempt from the UCC jurisdiction as a rebel, you sign on to become one of the slave catchers by funneling people in to do paperwork, but you're going to do it faulty, but you're going to charge them a fee.
Damn.
The paperwork going to be faulty out the gate. Because the corporation is faulty. Anybody that's aware that you cannot go to a lesser rank to validate your higher rank. The legal fiction is not us. So when you try to assert your legal fiction straw man's authority and jurisdiction, you automatically are telling the people, the barristers, judges, prosecutors, and attorneys that you are an imbecile in law, which automatically makes you a ward of the court. Right? Anything that's going to render you a ward of the court and somebody is getting you trapped in that cycle, that's a dirty Moor. Because everybody that get trapped in that cycle end up in motherfucking federal prison, or they end up being free white persons in law and become slave catchers.
That shit is deep.
I told you the white man ain't fucking white. They came over here as conquistadors. They got kicked out of Europe, and they exiled them to Al-Maghrib. When they exiled them to Al-Maghrib, they knew they couldn't stay there because they already got kicked out of Africa when they established their rule in Rome. That's why they was there, right? Because they got kicked out of the motherland. So then when they got kicked out, they went north into Europe and interrupted the civilizations in Europe. And they came in with the same blood rituals, blood rites, adrenochrome, and they got kicked out because the people couldn't tolerate it no more. Right? These are red shoe rituals, your bloody shoe rituals, blood on the dance floor, blood on the wall, all that shit. Right? So this is what they into that's getting them kicked out everywhere they go. Babylonian blood magic, Babylonian money magic. They got murder cults, right? Where they exercise the papal secret order to murder the kings, princes, and people of the land. Right? It's all in the public domain. We done already showed all that shit. Now they sit in the lodges, right? And they tried to keep us out of the lodges by blocking the door with pale faces. So we never knew that the people behind it looked like me and you. But they not us. They a different group of people altogether, and they're not from here. So they can't stay. Had they won the war between the Fezzes and the Feathers, then they would have won and took over everything. And we would have forever been their slaves. I didn't feel like being nobody's slave for the rest of eternity. So I decided to step up, speak up, put this shit in the public domain and tell y'all how to find them. Watch what we do. When we organize peacefully, right? And we start to congregate, they're going to come in with bullshit in the comments that don't have anything to do with nothing you're talking about. Right? They're going to be the lowest ranked motherfuckers, but they swear they know the most shit. Right? And then they're going to run up on motherfuckers with knowledge and get that shit bust upside the head. Them the dirty Moors. Remember, it was feathers against feathers. So in order